you.
What's up, y'all? This is Tupac.
Hey, this is Lady Gaga.
What's up, y'all? I'm Beyonce.
This is Mason Jackson. This is your boy, baby.
This is Justin Bieber. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Kelly Clarkson.
Hey, what's up? This is 50 Cent. This is your boy, Flo Rida. Believe that. Yo, the deal. This is Ja Rule.
What up? This is Kesha.
This is David Guetta.
What's up, for Destiny's Child?
This your boy, Drake.
Hi, this is Rihanna. Hey, this is Taylor Swift, and you're listening to
Thank you.
You're listening to Check this out. Check it out. This is Scholes Mix. What's up? This is Big Will Smith. Hey, check this out, man. This your boy, Yo Troll. Listen around, man.
Hi, this is Madonna.
What up? This is Lupe Fiasco. Yo, what up? Your boy, Westham. Only 365. In the building. This is Kings of Leon. Hi, this is Michael Ricky.
Hi, it's Christina Bar.
Hey, what's up? This is JC.
Hello, this is Brandon Boyd from the Bench Inches.
This is DJ Carl, the Grandmaster Crush. This is Flea from the Chili Peppers. Hi, this is Eric Clapton. Alright, let's sit down. What's up? This is LL Cool J.
Know what I mean?
Get entertained. There's nothing like listening to Electric TV radio. It's fun. This is radio like you never heard before. Electric TV radio, the pathfinder for radio. Electric TV radio, we dare to lead. Electric TV radio, redefining broadcasting. Listen. Get entertained. Get entertained. Get entertained. Get entertained. There's nothing like listening to Electric TV radio. It's fun. This is radio like you never heard before. Electric TV radio, the pathfinder for radio. Get entertained. There's nothing like listening to Electric TV radio. It's fun. This is radio like you never heard before. Electric TV radio, the pathfinder for radio. Electric TV radio, we dare to lead. Electric TV radio, redefining broadcasting. Listen.
Yeah, let's get the show started. All right, good morning and welcome to this first buffet on Electric TV radio. My name is Idafe Matthew. I'm sure that you love to come in the Electric Sports. Seriously, having a blocked nose, fully blocked nose, and I've had to deal with that throughout the week. When I was doing the interview with David Dane, this whole bad kata that I went to Wiri and bring back to Lagos almost embarrassed me, like sneezing. And you know, if you watch the video maybe later today, you find out that I was just struggling. I was struggling, but it was a good interview anyway. I gave it my best shot. I think it's the biggest interview that I've done. Okay, so I've done Martin Tyler, I've done Arsene Wenger. This does come across in terms of personality. First time I'm interviewing a billionaire, right? Okay, so this does come across to me as my biggest interview. But then after this, I still want to interview the CAF president. I still want to interview the FIFA president and a few other people. I was pitching to interview Jacquana, but then Jacquana team want me to pay money before we do interview. There's a whole lot on the line that I want to interview. I just get worried sometimes anyway that the rush to hear, oh, everybody's been sending me the where's the dividend interview? Why don't you guys give that same rush when I put out a video of what's it called, a Iri or a grassroots project that I put out? Because listen, it costs us a whole lot more to do this grassroots content than to even do this big interview. So but this dividend interview, I've been on it for like since 2007. I've been wanting to interview David since 2007. Yeah, when he left us now. I was still in Brilla then. I was pushing to interview him. I keep sending mails back and forth, hitting back and forth. You know, and his management, his people will always say, you know, this is not the right time. They don't say no, but they don't say yes. But finally, you know how that thing they say worry that person way he brought and a secretary for heaven, your name was there for Book of Life. So then I realized that, look, Amaju Pinnick is a friend to this guy. Amaju Pinnick walk in the same circle. So I put a call to Amaju Pinnick. I was like, hey, Amaju, what's up? Where you say it's in London. It's okay. And I've been trying to interview this guy since 2007, and it's not working. Can you make it happen for me? I said, oh, I'm going to his house this evening. David, I'm going to his house this evening. If I reach, I'll call you then when I took a talk. And voila. I mean, I might have gone to his house, called him. And I have to say this because sometimes the line of this job, we fail to mention the people that help us to get certain things done. So it's not magic because I've seen a lot of people sending me message in my DM, oh, if you're a big boy, you have connection to David. No, it's not. I don't have connection to him. But now I do because I have his number now and we'll be chatting since yesterday. Like I'm chatting like I'm one of his sons. We're talking back and forth, talking about like everything about Arsenal seems to excite the man. So I go on, we'll figure back this. I mean, he sends me voice note, I send it back, it's good. But before then, this is how the journey work. And then I might go to his house and called me and put the phone on WhatsApp, put the phone on the speaker, and we got talking. And he said, okay, he would do that. Normally, the process is supposed to go through his management. I told him, I've been going through your management since 2007, right? So if it's your management, this is going to be another eternity. And he said, okay, he's got a very free 1 hour between 9:30 and 10:30. Would I be available to do that? And I said, yes, I would. So that's how I got the whole dividend thing done. I'm explaining this because a lot of people have been asking me, how do you get to interview dividend? I small radio in Nigeria. So that's how it happened. That's the truth behind it. But it's not just something that just happened overnight. Oh, just send him a mail. Because some people also in media are like, send me his number. How do I send you David's number so that you interview? How? It's not me being selfish, but it doesn't make sense. I don't know, guys, if I'm wrong, correct me. But I just think it doesn't make sense. Right, having said that, I've got Benedict Eki in the building, and I think I need to also put this across. Benedict Eki will be handling this money show a lot more than I am because I'm working my way towards going to the work. I mean, in between whether I will go or I will not go, but beyond going or not going, I'm also, going to be on the field more, going out on the field, doing some field work. Pretty soon. So Benedict will be more of the host of this show than I am. But if I'm around, you guys know that I'll be here for you guys. Benedict, good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning, Jim Sedafi. How are you doing?
I'm okay, getting better, improving, and I hope I get way better than this by next week. Let's get the show on the road and give the people what they want. Okay, we've been trying to kind of like do the best way that we can. But let me ask you, Arsenal started the Europa like a house of fire. They started the season fantastic. All of a sudden, from the Leeds game till now, Arsenal has been shit. They've been shambolic. Is this the end of the road for the Arteta magic, or this is just a little bit reform that they can overcome?
I think it's a little bit from they can overcome. The players are looking a bit overworked. Since to keep up with that top of the table, their whole drama has really taken a toll on them. I think it's just something maybe after international break, Arsenal are going to keep firing.
But they're not the only team.
They're not the only team. But I think there's just this extra thing Arteta has brought into the team that every other person has to work extra hard because if they're not working extra, pushing that they get out the group on top and they push to go as first 11 team. The best substitutes Arsenal have break into any other Premier League side right now. So yes, by now we know what we're
the best position they should be. What if you're going to decide for Arteta, like advise Arteta what to do with this team, what would be the advice?
Well, it's what everybody's going to say. We need more players, right? We just need a bit like 4 or 5.
No, but between now and January, when the window will open, you've got games to play. How do you rotate? How do you balance the squad so that you don't get into that place where you lose everything? You start scraping for even the top 4. Because it does look, from the start of the season, it does look like top 4 is a guarantee. Arsenal is going to be top 4. Nah, forget about it. That one is taken care of. But right now, the way it is, I don't know about you. If the way Arsenal are playing right now, any team, even FC Taraba, will beat them. The way they're playing right now. And all it takes for them to, for the talk of that top 4 to be forgotten is 4 straight defeats. Arsenal lose 4 straight games and the other teams around them win. top four. The conversation around top four is gone. We'll go from, oh, Arteta is doing a great job to sacking. Arteta out. Arteta out. How can Arteta manage the situation knowing fully well that he can't sign any player until January, and there are no guarantees that January signings will come in, and a lot of all of those drama that comes with not being able to sign the perfect players in January? What should Arteta do to manage to mitigate against any problem that would slide them down completely? Because I know that this weekend, Man City will go to the top. I know that Leicester is informed anyway, but it does look like me like by 2 o'clock tomorrow, City will be on top of that league table. Arsenal need to work their magic when they play their game on Sunday and see if they can come to the top. I think they're playing. They're playing against Nottingham Forest, Club 22. Club 22 is a team that can beat teams that you don't expect them to beat. So they beat Liverpool. But if we go by the history of Club 22 as well, they win one game, they wait for a very long time to win the next one. Let's just hope that this is the game where I will not support our one. I was sorry, but I can't support you in this one. You can score, but Arsenal should win, please. So, what do you think Arteta should do to mitigate against a very, very slippery fall?
Well, I think you should just adopt like the Thomas Frank style of coaching, where you don't use a particular team for consecutively, always shuffling at the back, leaving the two strikers which you are most confident with, and the midfield you have your trusted three. But you just have to keep on shuffling every other place they have. The defenders, I like the whole thing he's doing now with Ben White. Tomiyasu playing a different role entirely. Maybe sometimes he gets to play in his natural role. There's like he gets to play in his other role entirely. They just need to keep shuffling because Smith Rowe is on your injury table, and until he comes back, Arsenal are lacking a lot of depth right now. They need to just shuffle the players in front.
Because the funny thing is, you see Martinelli play 90 minutes in the Premier League, he goes to Europa playing another 90 minutes. I mean, at some point, these players will even be born out, and then the games are coming in too fast, thick and fast like that. I think there's a problem. But anyhow, let me, shuffle up on some of the headlines, the footballing headlines across Europe, and see what we've got. Okay, Scholes. Did you see the Manchester United game?
I saw it.
Was anything wrong with that thing that Antony did, turning around with the ball?
No, not really. He's been doing it.
He's been doing it for years, his entire career. Why is it a problem? According to Pascal says he needs that knocking out of him. Okay, Scholes labels Antony a client for showboating with an unimpressed Ten Hag hooking him off at halftime before saying sub was more or less planned. Is the action of Antony a bad move in football?
There's a friend of mine. He only loves Neymar for the skills, and Neymar has been doing this thing for God knows how long. The 222 million price that we can say part of it was going with the showboating he did at Barcelona. And now Antony does it, the same Brazilian, and they come out of it. I think that's just ridiculous.
Like, I'm confused about the whole criticism.
He's been doing it from Ajax, the Brazilian national team, when he gets the chance, and even did it in his when he was unleashed in training and when he was showing to fans. So there's no that I don't see what Pascal is really getting angry about it.
More like, for me, I saw it as a trademark move. It's like saying, okay, let's judge the coach, but let's remove his dribbling. You take away the dribbling, you've taken away the coach already. So I don't understand that. And Martin Samuel, a writer for Daily Mail, says intent rule that broke Tottenham's heart is illogical, nonsense. Plus, Raheem Sterling shouldn't start for England on form basis. And someone tell Ben White that title chasers don't have to win them all. Do you agree with him or you disagree with him on any of this stuff? That offside that got the coach of Tottenham Hotspur, Antony Conte, going on rampage, and the fact that Raheem Sterling shouldn't be starting. I agree with him on that one.
Very true.
Raheem Sterling shouldn't be starting for England, and Ben White, that title chasers don't have to win them all. Which of the ones you agree and the ones you disagree with?
Well, like you said, Raheem Sterling one is really, really out of form. But like I would say, who is
Raheem Sterling is shit right now, Sha.
Who is the player to really replace him? Because right now, when he first signed to Chelsea, I felt like all goals and everything is going to be on him. Thomas Tuchel has already known that from what we did last season, coming into this season, losing Timo Werner, Raheem Sterling to score 500 goals this season. But now Potter came, there's the Kai Havertz, then there's a trust in Armando Broja and Aubameyang, surprising. Sterling shouldn't be starting, but who is the replacement? That's my biggest question to Martin. Who wrote it?
Does that not go again to say that Pep Guardiola was right for benching him as long as he benched him because somehow Sterling have lost it?
Sterling has played the most game under Pep Guardiola. Pep Guardiola's the player he has used the most in his career is actually Raheem. So that was nothing. Pep Guardiola felt his time moved past him. That was just it.
So it's time for Raheem Sterling to retire.
No, there's still a chance. Although Gary Southgate
That's how Jack Wilshere started.
But Gary Southgate, you surely like to play his cards very, very carefully because first of all, the English fans, the English press, they might just be all out against him if one slip up. So Raheem Sterling might not be totally getting it.
All right, English pundits or ex-players have so much praise on Alejandro Garnacho as he put up a good performance. And this was what I have to say. He said, almost like a young Cristiano. He's definitely one for the future and for now. Alejandro Garnacho hailed by Scholes and Owen. And when Owen talk football, I listen. I don't know about Scholes anyway, because sometimes the thing that fries his head, that also fries his brain. After 10 winger impressive first start for Manchester United in Europa League win over Sheriff, Garnacho's performance will have impressed many as he continually ran at the opposition and provided a big threat. With his performance just missing a goal or assist, is this hype or praise that is worthy?
Well, hype, hype comes in ways, just like what Dale Carnegie always say. Don't give flattered appreciation because it's always, as it comes out of your mouth, it's always notable. That's a similar thing with hype. I don't think this is hype. Impressive performance from Garnacho there.
But just one game.
A lot of players do one game. The Jack Grealish do one game, 2 games at most, and then 100 million price tag.
You don't agree that Jack Grealish is shit? I thought you people used to say I was wrong.
No, you hardly get wrong though. But Jack Grealish can still upgrade. He can still upgrade. But this Garnacho guy is really on fire. Like
just 1 game.
9 over 10 for 1 game.
Okay. Well, this didn't happen in Nigeria. For those people who always quick to jump on social media and make it look like only in Nigeria do we have this happen, this happen. Arsenal's Pablo Mari lifted to hospital after being stabbed near Milan. 1 dead and 5, including defender on loan at Monza, wounded as crazed knife man grabs weapon off shelf and lashes at random in the market. Okay, the incident allegedly took place in a Carrefour. Okay, so Carrefour is like a shop, right? A small a grocery shop, a retail shop all over the world. In the Milan Fiori the Assaggio shopping center at around 6:30 p.m. Mari was lifted to Niguada Hospital and is conscious. So it's not like something very serious. It's not like threatening. But somebody just caught madness. One Mary Spirit just hold somebody there, and the guy took knife off the chef and started stabbing and cutting people. I don't know if it's Adiso Koma or Tolopia. I don't know, but I mean, we'll have to ask Peter whether if that is his brother or so. Unfortunately, they didn't name the person. That happened in Milan. Okay. Luis Suarez have an advice for a fellow Uruguayan, Darwin Nunes. Okay, his brother, and who plays in Liverpool, who's also playing the same position he used to play. He said, listen to an asshole like me. Darwin Nunes revealed advice Uruguay teammate and ex-Liverpool striker Luis Suarez sent him after shocking red card for headbutt against Crystal Palace earlier this season. Darwin Nunes revealed advice Uruguay teammate and ex-Liverpool striker Luis Suarez sent to him. Darwin Nunes has revealed some sage advice from Luis Suarez, a man who knows all about the expectations of leading the line for Liverpool and losing his rag edge every so often. Earlier this season, Nunes embodied Crystal Palace defender Joachim Anderson, okay, and was sent off at Anfield. He had a 3-game ban to reflect on the huge error of judgment and has now spoken about a message he received from Uruguay's teammate Luis Suarez afterward. The 5 million striker told ESPN, this is what he said. He said, listen to an asshole like me. He told me I am very grateful for that message and the love it has for me. Okay, so I'm sure he will not do that again. He will learn. Well, Prince William, for those of you who think that Prince William will be in Qatar, like David Beckham, who is taking their money, Prince William is too rich to bother himself about that. He will not travel to Qatar to watch England play in the World Cup, even if they make it to the finals. I mean, roll over Gulf State's human rights record. Report says as FA president, he had been expected to attend the games in November. Now, you know how when in Nigeria we always say, oh, FA president should do this, FA president should do that. The FA president in England is actually the prince. And I've not heard anybody ever mention his name when English football is doing bad. The media or anybody. Nobody ever mentioned his name. Nobody ever blamed him for anything. Just imagine we say that. No, I can't say the Oni of Ife. Oh, the son of Buhari is now the FA president. Okay?
Someone
No. Let's not talk about the audio fella. Like, we're not donating spam here.
Someone mean this
We're
money.
not running a brothel yet. No. Let's respect traditional rulers. Traditional rulers must be respected. I refuse to talk about the audio of FIFA. No way. If this was a Solomon show, now we're running King Solomon's mind. Maybe we'll talk about the audio of FIFA. But hey, for right now, let's respect reality. I beg. I don't want to talk about the audio of FIFA and his legion of wives, of women, and its proliferation of the sex business. This is because in Nigeria, traditional rulers get free money. It's only when you get free money that you become reckless. Just the same way Solomon in the Bible was giving free money without work. And then God also promised him there shall be no war within his time. So it was reckless. If he had a war to fight, at least to do, maybe it would not be reckless. That's at the end, he now said, vanity upon vanity. Let me make my money first before you talk to me about vanity. Well, it's not going to be there as it's expected to be in the US for some other personal business or country business, whatever it is. Okay. He hadn't given up. This is Ten Hag now trying to fraternize with this Portuguese star after a weekend of showing who's the boss, who's the Lord, who's in charge. He hadn't given up, and in the end, he got his reward. Ten Hag praises Cristiano Ronaldo perseverance after he scored his first Old Trafford goal of the season in the 81st minute against Sheriff. Guess who? Tiraspol, having missed a host of chances before. Manchester United manager Ten Hag praises Cristiano Ronaldo's perseverance after Europa game. Ten Hag praised Cristiano Ronaldo's perseverance after the Manchester United star came in from the call to score in his return on Thursday night. Ronaldo, who was banished from the first team squad for refusing to come on as a substitute against Tottenham last week and having leaving Old Trafford early, finally stuck in the 81st minute after missing a string of chances and having a goal disallowed. What's the best solution to this, Cristiano? Because for as long as Ten Hag and Cristiano Ronaldo are in that same room together, this conversation will always go to stay or to go. What would you advise Ten Hag or Cristiano Ronaldo?
That word banished is a very hard word. Banished.
No, they banished an Antony Forest.
That's a very, very hard word.
They banished him.
But the overall thing is the gaffer is the gaffer right now. No matter who Ronaldo is, the gaffer is the gaffer. And what Ronaldo has to do is to impress the gaffer. When he impresses the gaffer and proves to the gaffer that he deserves to play ahead of the other wingers that they have, which are now makeshift strikers, he will get the position. That's the best thing for you. He just needs to impress the gaffer there.
Let's go to London and then talk about some of the headlines around that club right now. The club that is red. When the Europa started, the way Arsenal was winning games and keeping clean sheets, everybody had concluded that Arsenal will be the first to top their group and the rest. Other teams have qualified. Even Westham have qualified. Arsenal, yes, they've qualified, but they're not topping their group yet. They still need a point, 1 point to top their group, okay? And that's very, very important. Spineless performance. That's what some of the fans of Arsenal say. Easily the worst display this season. Fans slam Arsenal after Europa League loss at PSV, with some supporters fearing that the Gunners are looking tired after 9-match unbeaten run comes to an end. Okay. That's very, very strange anyway. I thought that the fans should still have, like, just stay with them and hang out with them, beer with them and all that. But hey, this is life. This is what fans say. Fans slam Arsenal Europa performance. Supporters have blasted Arsenal following their poor showing in the 2-0 defeat at PSV Eindhoven. If not for VAR and some bad referee, Arsenal would have been beaten like 6-0 in that game. Let's be very, very honest about it. But it happened. At PSV Eindhoven, that saw their 9-match unbeaten run come to an end. Mikel Arteta side went into the match having gone on an incredible run that had seen them win 8 of their last 9 games, but they were no match for Ruud van Nistelrooy's side, who strode to victory thanks to second-half goal from Joey Verma and former Newcastle striker Luke de Jong. Okay, remember Luke de Jong came in the second half of the game at the Emirates, and he almost scored. But Arsenal, got away with that one from that Granit Xhaka's goal. Even Arsenal didn't deserve a win in that game, but then eventually. Well, talking about the role of Edu, now almost everybody wants Edu, and remember I saying some time ago that Edu is the new dividend of Arsenal. Unfortunately, he doesn't carry as much power as dividend anyway, but he's the new dividend of Arsenal. There are talk that Juventus want him. There are talks that so many people Newcastle are thinking of having him in their team, and so many other teams like that. Right now, this is what Mikel Arteta have to say. He says super important. I hope he stays here a long time. Mikel Arteta fully backs Arsenal's plan to tie down technical director Edu to a new deal with the Brazilian, having overseen a successful summer transfer window. Edu was part of Arsenal's Invisible as a player before returning in 2019, has worked closely with Arteta to overhaul the North London club. Arsenal women also are in the news, okay? And this time around, last time around, they went out to Lyon to win 4-1. This time they sat at home, played against Zurich, FC Zurich. Remember, FC Zurich are also in the same group in the Europa, but this one in the Champions League, the Arsenal women are not taking no prisoners at all, as Arsenal women won 3-1 over the Zurich women. Ghana secure comfortable win at the Emirates against Suicide, thanks to goals from Jonah Nobbs and a brace from Lina Hoti to maintain their unbeaten start to the season. The Gunners, who chalk champions league holders Lyon with a 5-1 win last week, are now top of Group C after the French side drew 1-1 with Juventus. Okay, this man is the omnipresent when it comes to the World Cup. He's taken a run to the World Cup before, and he's going to do it. His biggest achievement as a coach was being assistant to Silas Ferguson, but then he's coach everywhere, from South Africa to everywhere. Carlos Queiroz returned as Iran coach 3 days after Macha Amini's death sparked furious protests. The world will now watch his team for reasons beyond football in Qatar. They have a huge platform to support the women, leading to charge for change. World Cup, according to the story, Carlos Queiroz returned as Iran coach 3 days before Masha Amini's death. Okay, I'm not going to talk about Masha Amini's death right now, but I'll talk about Carlos Queiroz. When Carlos Queiroz returned to Iran as manager for the World Cup campaign, he said being offered the job for a second time was the family calling you home. That was September 30. 3 days later, Masha Amini, a 22-year-old woman, died in police custody after being arrested for wearing a hijab too loosely. Okay, her death sparked widespread protests across Iran and the world, propelling a country run by secretive, paranoid, and fanatically religious men into the global spotlight. It also places the Iranian football team and, by extension, Carlos Queiroz into a fragile situation with the World Cup now taking place just 100 miles away. The narrow Persian Gulf is all that separates Qatar and Iran. It adds another significant strand to what is already a politically charged tournament. Okay, so this for me, this is good. I want to see how it turns out. I don't care what anybody say. I just want to see the drama and everything evolve. But let's come to you guys out there. It's time for us to relate on this front. Arsenal, the lucky run, is it coming to an end? The Arteta magic sham, is it coming to an end? What about Manchester United? Okay, should the coach of Manchester United, Ten Hag, start Cristiano Ronaldo against Westham this weekend? What's your advice for Ten Hag in terms of managing the situation? Should Cristiano Ronaldo start against Westham? Yes, he scored against Sheriff. They won 3-0, but that's Sheriff. Sheriff is not Westham. Westham is different. But then again, Westham could be worse than Sheriff at some times. So it depends on which Westham shows up on match day. But if you're the coach, would you start Cristiano Ronaldo? Let me start with you, Benjamin. Would you start Cristiano Ronaldo over the weekend?
Yes, I will. Yes, I will.
Is that not tiredness? He played 90 minutes against Sheriff. Would he not be tired? Does he not need to rest? And then if you sit him on the bench, would he be calculating what minute am I going to walk out of this place?
But the thing is, the options that he has is also limited, because if you trust Marcus Rashford, he's going to score you 5 over the bar goals, and that's not what they're doing against West Ham. So then it's advisable to start Ronaldo ahead of time, and maybe depending on how long he can go in the game, if he gets tired, he should be substituted, because West Ham are seriously not a team to joke with. They had a chance to draw against Liverpool, although they missed it. They've already qualified from their conference league. So David Moyes still has something up his sleeve, although it's not a miracle yet for him, but he's not going to go down without a fight. So I advise they start Cristiano Ronaldo. Okay, good advice or bad advice, we will know as time progresses, because time is the greatest revealer of all things. Well, let me read some messages that we have on the Instagram space already, so that they don't pile up too much, and then I start getting that accusation of you did not read my message, you ignored me, you're feeling big, blah, 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 what people like to say. But let me take them one at a time. This is just, you try to read, and then one person will send a message and it will just pop up. Dangerous says, good morning, bro. Good morning to you. I thought that the David interview was going to be live with the Witcher. It was live yesterday. The thing about you guys is,
I don't know how you think that I want to do that interview and it's going to be on Instagram and on YouTube Live when I'm using the same computer to do. It's not going to be like that. So the interview was live on the radio, but most of you, what I've noticed is that most people just don't want to listen to the radio on the app. Why did I spend 3.2 million naira to develop the app if you guys are never going to download it? Okay, I agree the excuse, oh, it's not on iOS because Apple have not allowed us to integrate into their system, but it's on Android. If it's not there, if you're not using Android, you could also use the link. It's www.elementaltv.com/radio. It was there. Okay, we had an interview live. What's it there? It's gonna be on YouTube. Producers are working on it and putting it on the fillers, and you will get it there as before the day runs out anyway. But we have content there that you guys are even not viewing and dropping comment on, and you guys have been very sure, let's develop Nigerian football. Let's have Nigerian football. The ones that we are putting there that you push should also, put a voice in as we're trying to, grow this thing from grassroots. You guys will not be there. The other day I told you guys about Ali Moshow video that is on FIFA Plus, and people pretended like they did not hear me. Okay, Joe David said, okay, I salute you, international illogical. They don't have international to my name though. I'm a Nigerian man who leave all those international things. Cars on that 347 say fatigue is setting in. Only Arsenal team they play. Fatigue, how many games they don't play? So, in short, all these people talking about fatigue. Even my wife was telling me fatigue. I was like, since when you don't know about ball like this, Mrs. Edafe? He says fatigue that is worrying these players. So see the way they are running like pregnant women. It's like fatigue. I say, even the players when it's down for bench when they play match. Hey, Mrs. Edafe, please be taking it easy. Okay, but Kaz underscore 347 says fatigue is setting in for the Arsenal players. It's obvious the players on the bench can't change the game for Arsenal when needed. When I tell them Arsenal, when I hear people say Arsenal is challenging for the titles, like there's no team that has won the title with the first 11 team player ever. The only time that happened, but it was a 19-player squad, was the squad that Alexander used to win the treble in 1999. 19 players. Oh, God help them that season. Nobody was injured. Even the few ones that were injured, they were able to, shuffle the team properly and get going. But aside that, it is hard. So Vicky said there are always a time for your team that's top EPL to be struggling and grinding result. This usually happens towards the end of the competition. I think it's too early for Arsenal be in that situation. And with me too, I think it's too early. How many games they don't play? And so Vicky went on to say, I think he should start Cristiano Ronaldo and observe his performance. Then he can replace him in the second half. The problem with this Cristiano Ronaldo is you start him and you sub him and say, oh, you sub him too early. What is the body language? When you subbed him, what were you thinking when you subbed him? You put him on the bench, oh, he has put him on the bench again against Westham. Why would he put him on the bench? Hey, whole Cristiano Ronaldo. So I am really confused about the Cristiano Ronaldo whole business. But let's hope that they get it right. They find the right formula, the right solution for the Cristiano Ronaldo conundrum. Let's go to YouTube and see what my guys there are saying. Divine, okay, let me first say this. Thank you for the plenty comments you put in our content when we upload them. God bless you. I appreciate. And I like your picture, your profile picture. Divine, okay, say yes, boss. Good morning to you. But do you remember that has been using his own websites, claiming that it's my company website? I greet you. Do you remember say good morning, boss? I enjoyed every bit of the interview yesterday. Well, you see, these are people who followed it, and then some people say it's not live. Sure, it was live. Some people say it's not live. I don't understand. Lord Mayor, you say greetings, boss. Greetings to you. Arsenal will surely bounce back. Let me basketball, for sure. Arsenal would win all the matches before. No, we're expecting them, but we're expecting them to at least get a draw at PSV anymore. What is that? We get a draw. They couldn't get a draw. It would depend on VAR. When they even scored the good goal, Arsenal fans were still hoping for VAR to cancel the game. Like say Arsenal fans, where the VAR were Arsenal jersey. I don't understand. Divine said you are not wrong. You should not send his number. That would be a breach of trust. I say serious breach of trust. Not my people. I send me number. One just send me message like you're just holding the number like. I said, go find out for another place. Not a problem. Divine again said, I hope FC Hijackers and Levelers were on ground yesterday to inspect their new home in the Europa League. Jesus Christ, Barcelona. I hope the Levelers. Who are levelers?
I don't know who are levelers.
I know that FC Ajax are Barcelona, but I need
Maybe
to know.
Juventus.
Maybe Juventus. Okay, to inspect their new home in the Europa League. Ah, man, this guy get my mouth.
And then saw a picture of Chelsea was standing Barcelona third, and Aubameyang was the caption. I was like, no, this is me.
Man, I mean, that's football. See, football fandom today is about being mean. So I don't have a problem with people being mean. It's unbelievable how they did it, qualifying with a game to spare such determination. Chai, divine, you're wicked. I used to be a child of God. I used to think that you're a child of God, you're a Christian person. I don't know that you are somebody from the marine spirit. Okay, the alarm when you say good morning, Legotel, good morning. Arsenal blame continues. Good one for Ronaldo and Man United. And then he went on to say, Arsenal looks even more bad after the big boys came in. I hope they bounce back so they don't make prophets out of their haters. Okay. Olatunji Emmanuel say, what do you think of United as they find goals hard to come by? What do you think of this is the solution? You scored 3 goals against Cherito, so I say 5 goals hard to come by. You don't get respect to this guy. You don't really get respect. They went on. They're supposed to score 20 goals, Abi, because they be Man United. They're supposed to score 20 goals. What is goals hard to come by there? Oduni Remleko, I said the guess 1-5-1. Actually, Leon, the defending champion. Is that not what I read? Is that not? I said 5-1. Don't see the story that I read. I said 5-1. What's the story again? Where's that story again? The Gunners, who shot champions, holders Leon 5-1 last week, are now top of the group. Group C, after the French side drew 1-1 with Juventus. Hey, they beat Zurich 3-1. I said they beat Zurich 3-1. This is the latest result for yesterday. So I was referencing the previous result. Probably I said 4-1 before, but from the story I read, I said 5-1 sharp. I don't know, maybe it's lost in translation. Lord Mayor, it's not fatigue. Some Arsenal players that will go to the World Cup is playing safe because of injury. It's 22 days to the World Cup already. So the other countries, the other clubs that their players are winning, are they not going to the World Cup too? See, I'm not believing this story. Do you agree with that position by Lord Mayor that the players are playing safe?
How many Arsenal players are actually going to do?
Oh, let's talk about that.
Bukayo Saka,
Is CB Awilo Lokoba, is he going to the World Cup?
Good. And even the Brazilian national Arsenal side, most of them don't have shots. If I may put it that way, are starting any.
Martinelli might not go to the World Cup. Gabriel Magalhaes might not go to the World Cup. The only Arsenal Brazilian that will go to that World Cup, maybe that is almost guaranteed, still not guaranteed yet, is Gabriel Jesus.
Odegaard is not going. Out, so they don't really have many.
Norway is not going to the World Cup, so Odegaard is not going. Okay, Thomas Partey is captain of his national team. He will go to the World Cup, but you know that in the group stage, you'll get knocked out. Bukayo Saka, the highest they will go, maybe if they get to quarterfinals, they are lucky. This one where they will give the referees that will favor them, they would get knocked out if they get past the group stage. Praise the Lord! But it looks like they are not going to even get past the group stage. So, the Switzerland, yes, Switzerland.
England are favored by bookmakers.
All the bookmakers have made their favorite are all English bookmakers. You,
Okay.
So I'm a bookmaker. Let me book my own. England cannot get past quarterfinals. That's my bookmaking. Which favorite for what? Favorite for which tournament? What's it even they do themselves? So you look all the teams going to this World Cup, and you look at a team that will put Harry Maguire, hammerhead in defense as favorite. Okay, now. Now we're not.
I'm not a bookmaker now. I'm not a bookmaker.
You can make your own book.
Okay.
You can't make your own book.
I can.
Pick a pen and a paper, write your book. You have a microphone. Book, make your own. Yeah, now. Ooh, so you okay? Let me ask you, Benedict. No, let me ask you. Is England a favorite for this World Cup?
The squad is not looking good. They're not a favorite.
Let me even take it to the people. I bet you did for Instagram, you did for YouTube. Is England one of your favorite? This is speak for yourself. Don't tell me what any bookmaker say. What you say, you are an authority. The person will talk as the number now with 2 heads. You don't get a crystal ball where anybody think they see tomorrow. And I don't even know anybody that have predicted accurate football than me. So why am I going to listen to some people? Is England a favorite for you individually? And speak for yourself. Is England a favorite to win which World Cup? Because they're lucky get semi-finals in Russia. Do you know how poor this England team is? Like this team, first, the Hurricane that scored 6 goals in the last World Cup is a shadow of that Hurricane now. Right? There's not going to be Walker. He might go, but might not be filled. Trent Alexander-Arnold is not there. There's, even if he goes, Raheem Sterling is a shadow of himself right now. Or are you going to tell me too that he's protecting himself because he's going to the World Cup? See, let's not even talk about what that you just said just now.
England and bookmakers.
Let me ask the people. I'll believe the people. I don't believe those bookmakers. Let me start from here. Dangerous to say those bookmakers must be Englishman. And they tell you which book? Which book? Wait, tell me which of the book.
There are many now. It's all from different sites.
Which book now? 69 Lema, he said they are not favorite. Dangerous to say my predictions remain Argentina for the World Cup. I stand with you on that one. Olayemi Bado, he said yes, England is one of the favorites, even with their overhyped players. I don't understand. If you say their players are overhyped, how you not saying that there? Maria, you don't finally come join us for here. Since we stopped doing Facebook Live, I never see you. Now, how does England how does anybody even dare bookmark England as favorite? Favorite for what? To go and sleep with Arab girls? I mean, what kind of
That's me now.
England will come back with sex scandal. Maybe they try to rape somebody in the hotel or something. They will come back with sex scandal. Win what? Favorite to win this World Cup.
That's a daring prediction.
World Cup not cheap. Now APC delegate. You'd say now APC comes. Stop. It's not a presidential candidate election for APC. How would they do here? This is what the FIFA World Cup. This is FIFA World Cup. Now they were talking about. Wait, check the bookmaker and check. Next, like they're talking about APC. Like APC wanted that England will get involved in the election. So I think he said there is no way England is not a favorite at all. Which will make their favorite? Talk your own. Not the time waiting for talk. You. Is England a favorite to win this World Cup for you?
But has there been any competition where England went to and they've never been favorite?
Plenty. In France 98, they were not favorites.
Like nobody expected
in 2002. Quarterfinal does not make it favorite. Semi-finals and finals is what make it favorite. Quarterfinal, which quarterfinals? 8 countries. That's still a probability more now. Come on, shift come from my friend Barcelona. Oh, good for you, Maria, my love. This is my internet love. He said, I don't show, so I didn't know it is no longer on Facebook. Facebook was freezing anyhow. I give it a chance. And then they'll be giving me unnecessary reports every time. What's in the breed that political? I won't be online media. I call the beg social media too. The beg Facebook. The move Facebook. I beg what's it called? The online why do you say no, is that why I stopped? Lord may say why some players are not good enough. Eddie and Hody CB2. Oh, when I tell them that this one at the beginning of the season, I tell me saying a lie. Say they are good enough, they will do what they Arsenal have a first team. They don't have a backup. All the bench are useless players. Okay. A lot of you say, what do you think of United as the United? Not past it. Lord Mayor, I say for the fatigue, some Arsenal players that will go to the World Cup. Okay. Lord Mayor, I say why some I've read that one. Not to read my guy. He say bad games happen. Arsenal are still a real threat. This is a threat for what? Please define that threat. Threat for what? To win the title? If it is to win the title, bros, you're my guy, or Collegion.
Maybe they are blunt knife threats. It's still a threat. Blunt knife threat is still a threat.
Beat you with your blunt knife. You go know. I go beat you with the knife. The last one is say if they are thinking of moving on from Ronaldo in the future, then it shouldn't be starting except for injury to other players. He should be a big part player as things stands. Okay, I agree with that one on the technical front, but can you do that with Cristiano Ronaldo and not lose your dressing room? The thing that I say with Manchester United is that a lot of the players they're not even say Ronaldo. You know how when you're losing, like when AVB came to Chelsea and he tried to mess with the players, and the players ganged up together, the Drogba, the Terry, Frank Lampard, everybody ganged up together and like this one, it must go. Walk aqua. You know, you can't do this nonsense. You cannot come with Okere Juju to Agbasa, come and be dancing Okere Juju Agbasa. No, you go back to Okere Road, or that special market side and go and dance Okere Juju. You cross come Agbasa here. AC Magada, they will cut you. But I don't think that kind of clique is in Manchester United. And the same thing happened with AVB at Tottenham Hotspur when they tried to like put Adebayo or so in his place. You have to have the quorum. You have to have a group that is ganging with you then that will work. But right now, I don't think Cristiano Ronaldo have that. So that's the reason why the coach can also do what he wants to do and get away with it. Okay, so let's go to what this man is saying. Noel. Okay. Odunuyi Ramileko says, we don't have Ireland, but people expect us to win every game. City have lost and drew thrice this season. Okay? No more time, please. One more time, please. We are not in the race for the title. We go again on Sunday. I like the spirit of every Arsenal fan who says things like this. I just don't like those people who say we are in the title race. That's we're going to say that's so for me. It's not good. Don't put us in a place where we don't belong. And then when we now go and make the top four, I say, no, you people don't. Top four doesn't matter. You people were in the title race. No, we don't the title race. Don't put us for where we don't belong. Now, Chancellor, we try to win. We don't want to win presidential election. Please. We are campaigning for Chancellor. Don't tell us that we are too good to be Chancellor. We want to be Chancellor. 1-9. We're there for 1-9. And I'm going to put us on what we want to not consign us. Right? No, I say no, I'm not convinced that England is a favorite at this time. I suspect they finish worse than the last outing. Definitely. Now, last outing they were in semi-final. They played third place match now. England have been to the semi-finals of the World Cup twice in their history, 1966 and 2018. And if we go by that history, the next time England will say, okay, semi-finals, they were semi-finals in 1990. Yeah, Sabah Robson. Yeah, they were in semi-finals in 1990.
Okay, Sabah Robson, yeah.
They were in the semi-finals, so 3 times. After that, nowhere. England does not have a team. So let's leave all these people thinking I don't like England. Let's be very, very factual now. When you look at the team going to the World Cup, there are 2 teams. Some teams come to the World Cup not really picking, and then by the World Cup, in the World Cup proper, they pick. Some come into the World Cup in top form, and then they continue it. Spain. We saw Spain like that in the 2010 World Cup. They won the Euros. They won the Europe in 2000, the Euros in 2008, and then went to the 2010 World Cup. They started badly. They lost their first game, but then they took up. You know that this team has got what it takes. The question with the England team is, when you look at this squad, are you convinced? Is there a conviction that says, this squad and Alboga squad and the squad with this? We don't have that. That answer. England. They don't have it. They don't have it. So that's my position on saying I can't call England a favorite. Favorite for what? To lick lollipop? No, nah. If that they want to go do Odubitete for that place, that's fine. Don't ask me what Odubitete means. I'm not going to tell you. Find a person to tell you that. But say England is a favorite for this World Cup. Nah. The other one say England is one of my favorite teams to win the World Cup. World Cup not okay. Yemi Dynamite. England bow for where? For where now? Home they come. They are coming home. It's coming home. They are going home. Another one says is the Book of England. Okay. Let me say my favorite is Portugal and Brazil. Portugal to win this World Cup.
Portugal, that's
Portugal that would, if they get to semi-finals, they should celebrate. Portugal, how? Mavoyawa. I don't understand though. We've been out here when we are looking at this football team. What are you people looking at? I mean, I'll see my job out and tell you this. Where were we? I don't understand. Which Portugal? How now? Portugal. We World Cup. Nah, no. Come on, stop. Please. Nigga, please stop. Stop tickling me. What's that? The biggest United transfer this season will be letting Ronaldo go by January is much of a distraction. Jare, he play wahala. He don't play wahala. What you man go do? Nothing. Last. Everybody go shower breakfast. Okay, Manchester United. We're not go break fast with Cristiano Ronaldo. Don't worry. Yeah, me that might say TGI big uncle E. This World Cup is about the South Americans or Argentina and Brazil might give a good fight. The only European team that could go far right now is Belgium. Belgium have a player that does not know how to play big game. His name is Kevin De Bruyne. Okay, so I'm not banking on them. You know, when you have your star players that does not have the ability to play big games, you worry about them.
Well, they should be relying on the likes of you, Tielemans, the Hazard.
The Tielemans for which club?
From Leicester City.
That one. Why Arsenal look at pass?
It's still in
Now Arsenal give Shankma.
This is good against Wolves.
No.
It's still in a good shape now.
You score against Wolves.
Okay.
That's a landmark
Okay.
to go and win the World Cup.
No.
Did you see my goal? My goal against FMFC?
No, I didn't.
Nigeria should go and win the World Cup of the non-qualified countries.
Okay.
Goal against Wolves. Wolves that team. All those small Ikita, they just call themselves Wolves. Leave it, the others one, Simo boys go, Simo people go say, all those Umubi small boys, they Tata. They compared to World Cup, ODD go OU. You know what they call ODD?
No.
Okay, don't worry. You go know when you go ask your mom, you say, what is ODD? She will tell you. Kale Duffy says, sorry, are we talking about the Cricket World Cup for England?
This somebody was going to say that.
To win, I beg you. Football never spoil reach that like that. See, Kale Duffy.
God bless you. I read
Cheers to that. Cheers to that. What is wrong with people? England will win World Cup. Like in our lifetime, I'll be another lifetime. I don't understand. You know what I said? Will Arsenal still make top four since the World Cup would affect and which emergency signing can Arteta bring in January to salvage top four? I think Arsenal will make top four. I'm confident of Arsenal making the top four. I expected this slide, but not so early. And one of the things that I want to say here that would not be good in people's eyes is Arteta, if you know, say you know go fit to win the Europa, quickly exit now. Come and focus on the top four. Ballon with both hands, the way Bible talk, and therefore shall a man leave Europa and cleave on to the league. You know
why I hate my Emery and Arsenal.
You know your Bible. If it's in all your Bible, go and read it well. Therefore shall a man leave his Europa and the FA Cup and Carabao Cup and cleave on to the league and change the fourth place. It's very, very important to for people when they won't marry. They know this scripture very well. So Arsenal should also do the same thing. But for not go get trouble. But not go reach the case of like last season that way Agbada Congo for Baboya for the last couple of games. We don't want that one. I beg. Back at the says I Europa. If I can win Europa this season, I change my name. Back and not get the team where go win Europa. What are you saying? Which back and win Europa? They will go what's it they call all those places? Omona, Nimonia, Mokososia, all those places, they're going to beat the 4-0. They'll come back home, they're not going to do anything. Their fans don't agree to watch the match. Because Barcelona fans don't even know how to watch Europa. Like, they don't understand how to watch Europa. If they go to that space, you go know. Barcelona fans does not understand Europa, the missionary journey of Apostle Paul that we have to relive. You know that Europa was created to relieve the places that Apostle Paul went to preach the gospel of Christ in the Bible. That's why in Europa you see people go to the Macedonia, they go to Greece, they go to Lithuania, Macedonia, all those places.
Maldives.
And the other places that Apostle Paul went to go and eat seafood, say they preach gospel. Like on seafood, go shopping, and seafood and all those things. They say that gospel they preach. And that's where you go for Europa game. The Conference League, now where slave ship pass. How the civil was. That's where all the slave ship pass. You want to follow the slave journey where the Mongo Park and the Columbus go. That's where they follow. They just create those league to re-establish the routes, okay? The different routes that these people follow. Barcelona will take some 10 years to understand it. Well, Yemi Dana might say, okay, no have to really say they are a threat as a team that can go into any game with a good chance to win. Probably the league is not in their spare. Just Arsenal don't do for league title now. She went to that one. Precious Dominic Ezebaka is eyeing Europa Cup. Dangerous say Agbada hook barbed wire. Yes, now Agbada the hook of barbed. You know, if you grew up with worry mama and you don't hear that word, and your mama don't be better worry mama. That be better remember woman boy be that. Agbada the hook of barbed wire. So Baka sold their children future for Europa, for life in Europa. Why are we making it look like this is just a bad thing? Would you have preferred them to go on relegation? So I can say Europa will be tough for Arsenal, Ajax, Atletico Madrid, Juventus, Barcelona, and Manchester United. Leave Manchester United now. They will soon be them now. They will soon be there that day. They'll get crisis. I don't be team way person they worry themselves about. Just leave them. But let me ask you this: is this season Europa going to be tougher than the Champions League?
Europa League has always been tough.
No. Don't give me this answer. Will give me so not be that answer I want. Give me the answer. The question I ask you: is this season Europa League going to be tougher? There are some teams that will still join them. You have Juventus, FC Barcelona, Atletico de Madrid, Manchester United, Arsenal. There are some other teams that might still join them.
Either Marseille or Porto is going to join them.
Marseille, Porto. There's still a few other ones that might just sneak in. What do you think? Is Thursday night not going to be better than Tuesday and Wednesday night?
Never. It's not going. A lot of people don't also watch.
What if Real Madrid had fallen to the Europa?
And then that's a different conversation entirely. Then that's when the population and the crowd is going to go and watch.
But there's Barcelona.
Barcelona team has
There's
died.
Sevilla. If I'm not mistaken.
Sevilla ahead of Copenhagen, so yes, they're most likely to drop down.
There's Sevilla. There's Atletico de Madrid. There's FC Barcelona. The legions from the best league in the world are not coming to take. Don't you think that they are just trying to make the Europa League the new Super League?
Well, 3 of the Spanish team are already there, so
and Juventus are there.
Yeah, so it's
good. AC Milan have not completely escaped.
Yes,
they might still fall into it.
That depends on what Salzburg decide to go with, but it's going to be really, really tough. It's going to be really tough. I remember in 2018 when Arsenal was so angry that day because when my friend was tapping me, I was so angry.
I thought you said you don't support Arsenal.
No, that was then now.
Why were you angry?
Because they lost. They lost to Chelsea 4-1.
And
I remember the semi-final, all the way Arsenal's joining and Chelsea's joining to the final. There were a lot of tough opponents. Eintracht Frankfurt was there. Sevilla was there. So it has always been tough, but Champions League is always tough.
Precious Semenike say, boss, how come almost every guy from Warri are funny? You are an example. I'm not funny. If I'm funny, I for not buy us for Lekki. Funny people. I for not win motor for. You see how those January 1st why they go so. You know so I like win the motor. I for not win motor for Alibaba January 1st. And to even think that just a few Sundays ago, I hear say this next one on January 1st, this 2023 now Venza they will give. Venza carry my full family. Then the next we say like in 2 years time, a Range Rover they will give. I need to go find my funniness. So this is why I talk. So I need to go find my ability to crack joke and be funny. I'm not sure if I'm funny. If I funny, I go was winner one of those guys. Don't get idea. I think just do that one. After I win, I don't do comedy again. Because comedy hard. He had past meds to become a doctor, to do comedy. Especially situational comedy. Where you just look at people, just crack joke, make people laugh. Comedy hard. Hey. I say, boss, if teams like Frankfurt and some small teams catch the likes of Barcelona for that Europa, them go know say Tarzan don't show as Jungle Macho as those teams are the King Kong of Europa. I agree with you. This season is Europa League. Okay, Modio, the Magada done, who get fish, who get ligu and eba. When they bring an animal, cook the food. Because the way the matter is, so I don't know. But if I ask you to make a guess, who do you think is going to win this season's Europa?
Well, Sevilla have lost their magic manager. That's a big one for them. Diego Simeone looks like he's going to put it on. I have to bank on Atletico Madrid to go as far
as possible. If Atletico Madrid win the Champions League, I mean the Europa League this season, I will do. Hey, I'm a big go. I go do my show with Ole Pant. I go record that for video. I'll put that online. Wish Atletico Madrid.
That's it. I will go far.
Winning it. I'm asking. I'm not asking to go far.
I
think go far. They feel lost.
Atletico Madrid will win Europa League.
Atletico Madrid will win Europa League.
Yes. Arsenal are going to go far, but they're going to crash.
Leave Arsenal not there for Europa. Leave. No, stop deceiving Arsenal fans. Don't come and patronize us here. Don't try to be nice.
I'm very real.
Gerard. You read to yourself. Go do read for Instagram. Instagram read. I did important. Don't come and be read here. You got Phil Bobby. Christmas on the deal. Okay, boy group. When I ready my package, you don't get problem. I just tell you my mind. For inside YouTube, Phil Bobby for Instagram say good morning, my people. Good morning to you. We're about to leave Yasha. For inside YouTube, let me say. Is Xavi good enough, boss? You always read Xavi, you never criticize him, says because I can't criticize. So you give a driver, a very good driver, a limousine or a Rolls Royce, but the Rolls Royce does not have all the sense of walking. It doesn't have good tires. It doesn't have good brake. And you are expecting me to judge him. I can't judge him. First off, I know that the principle of coaching is a coach needs in a team that is already functional. You just take over the team 3 months, you can get your mojo going. But in a team that is in the kind of crisis that Barcelona are in, you don't know that 75% of what happens on the field is affected by the things that happen off the field. Do you know what it means to be going to training, knowing that they are cutting your salary, you're not sure of tomorrow? Do you know how that feels? Have you ever lived in a house where you are living in the same compound with your landlord and you are owing rent? And your landlord is that type of landlord that sits in top. He's living in the front flat up front and sits in the balcony from morning till night. Do you know how much heartbeat you will be having, how much blood pressure you will be having? So for me, the reason why I don't criticize Xavi is I understand football from the inside. I know the kind of problem that the man is dealing with. To be kicking him, and I don't see Barcelona's problem as a tactical problem. Has he selected the right set of players to win matches? Yes. Against Inter Milan, they were robbed away from home. Against Bayern, he selected the best team. They had the best chances. His tactics provided them the best chances. Unfortunately, they just didn't take the chances. I'm not going to blame him as a coach. Okay, it's like yesterday, a friend of mine sent me a message. I said, "What has changed at Leicester?" I said, "Nothing has changed." Brendan Rodgers just realized that these guys are not going to sack him. They might watch him relegate the team, and now he's selecting his team. The same players who were losing, who were bottom of the league table, are not winning games. You've got to understand that sometimes the dressing room is the biggest problem. The dressing room. If you have a team that does not have full synergy from management to coaches, backroom staff to players, it's going to be a problem. There's nothing a coach can do. Barcelona have too many problems right now, and they are not what they used to be. What people don't understand is after you have used Messi, Neymar, and Suarez to beat almost everybody that is in front of you, now you don't have those three again. Everybody wants to play you extra hard. Everybody wants to kick you extra. And then you have Ansu Fati and the rest of them. Nobody said them. That's going to be tough. But then if you were a gang, if you're a group of a team that everybody are on the same page, you can wither that storm. Right now, there are so many players in Barcelona playing half-heartedly, and it's got nothing to do with the coach. It's not something that the coach can just psych them and tell them, oh, don't worry, do this, we'll do that. The players are playing, they are not even sure of their money. Footballers are mercenary. Footballers are like prostitutes. Your money no day, prostitute will burn your house. That's exactly what's happening with these guys. So I'm not going to blame the coach and say, oh, no, it's not a coach thing. You don't get anything to do with the coach at all. It's just a club that was badly managed over a period of time. And then what you saw in the words of York, you go where? They are wearing what they saw right now. Okay? Yemi Dynamite says this season Europa tougher out because Barca, Madrid, Arsenal, Ajax, United to be tougher. Yemi Dynamite said, in fact, this year is quite predictable than the Europa right now. Will you rate Rafinha as a flop or you give him a chance? Your opinion? I can't call him a flop for 10 games. Nobody judge a player. Is Rafinha a good player? Yes. Is he playing in the right team right now? I don't know. Let's wait till the end of the season. And then this is a very, very unusual season. The entire Barcelona is like saying Lewandowski is a flop. The entire Barcelona team is a terrible team right now. So nobody's doing well. This happens, okay? It's just like Juventus. The players there are not flop, but the team have financial problem. And once the team have financial problem, no matter how big you are, you're going to have problem across. And that's what's happening. Yesterday they called for a meeting. Everybody have to sit down. They called in the Ogua. They said, okay, let everybody come to Ogua and sit down. When you now start having a club calling a meeting of directors, boardroom staff, backroom staff, coaches, and players all sitting down, you know that the problem is not critical. Normally, management sit down, take a decision, and they announce it and they remove it. These are clubs that cannot even sack coaches right now because they can't afford to pay. There are desperate times in football that people are not understanding. So I can't just come out and blame, because when you blame because all things are equal. Ceteris paribus, I mean, all those people they talk about. All things are equal. Things in Barcelona are not equal. Things at Juventus are not equal. So I can't blame anybody. Well, it's on that note that I ask you, Benedict, any last word for us before we go?
Can you West please dash me money? Because since he left Adidas, he left all his sponsorship, and it seems nothing happened to him.
Beggy.
So if he has too much money, just dash me money. Thank you. See you on
West
Monday.
is not doing giveaway.
See you on Monday. Good show today.
All right, guys. Thank you very much. Great show we've had today. Don't forget, stay on this YouTube channel. The interview with David is coming. What he said about marriage, what he said about some Nigeria defrauded him big time, almost killed him. What he said about Aliko Dangote, what he said about Kanu Akwa and other Nigerian players, and how he is seeing Nigeria as a second home and all that, we would deliver to you. My name is Edafe Matthew Sogana. I'm going to cut out my own system right now. You love to come in the level sport. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.